everyone, welcome back to my channel. So continuing my updated perfume note videos. Today I'm going to be doing the best violet perfumes. This was one that quite a lot of you requested. So I'm going to take you through all my top recommendations for this fragrance note. If you are new here, then hello, welcome. I'm all about perfumes. I have hundreds of videos like this going through whole ranges, perfumers, new releases, so do check out my other content. And if you're a regular viewer, do make sure you're subscribed and give the video a thumbs up, that really helps me. And as always, I will link down below in the description box where you can get all the fragrances I talk about, where they're available all around the world. So violet, when it comes to perfumes, is definitely a feminine and quite powdery fragrance note. It's a note that is used in things like lipstick, eyeshadow, to create that kind of makeup powdery smell. So if you think about smelling an eyeshadow palette, that's kind of what violet smells like when it comes to fragrance. And it's definitely something that comes across as quite powdery rather than like flowery floral. My personal favorite violet perfume is from niche brand Juliette Has a Gun, and it's their Lipstick Fever. This smells like lipstick to me, which I just think is so feminine. So you get that powderiness, and then there's a little bit of a raspberry in there as well, and it really does smell like, you know, getting a Chanel lipstick or something, opening it and smelling it, and when you wear it, that smell that you get when you first put lipstick on. It smells classy, feminine, and I find the Juliette Has a Gun perfumes do perform really well. They're all eau de parfums, and I find this one does really last. Violet perfumes typically do tend to be quite good for lasting. It's quite a powerful fragrance note, but for me this is the most like modern of all the violet perfumes really. But I do have quite a few other recommendations. So when I used to work in a perfume shop and someone would come in and say they liked violet perfumes, or they'd say they liked different perfumes that I knew had violet in, I would always go over to the Guerlain counter and spray them with Guerlain's Insolence. And this perfume for me is like the ultimate strong violet perfume. It used to come in a bottle that was kind of like a flower, like flower petals, but now it comes in the classic Guerlain fragrance bottles, and it's just super violet-y, very powdery, very strong, and people would always love it. If they loved violet perfumes, the moment I spray this, they'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe I've never discovered this before, because it's obviously not a very well-known perfume. It does have a little bit of iris in there as well, which again is quite a powdery fragrance note that's often combined with violet. But if you're really looking for something super strong, good for lasting, then Guerlain's Insolence is definitely just a classic violet perfume. For something a bit lighter, so the original Kenzo flower fragrance, the one that looks like a poppy, the really tall long bottle, that is a more subtle violet fragrance. It's powdery, but it's quite subtle. Like you could definitely wear this in the summertime, and it does have some other floral notes in there like rose, so it's very feminine, very inoffensive, easy to wear, good for wearing to the office, you know, work, those type of occasions. And I also think that Glossier's fragrance called Glossier You, this is also a powdery violet fragrance, again with some iris in, and again this is quite subtle. It has a kind of skin, almost like a cashmere quality to it. It feels like you're not wearing a perfume, you just smell like makeup and feminine things, if that makes sense. And I think it has been quite successful for Glossier, this fragrance. They only have the one, but those two are a little bit more subtle violet-y options. Another quite subtle one from Penhaligon's is The Favorite. This comes in the really pink sort of apothecary Penhaligon's bottle with like the pink bow on it, which is super cute. It's very expensive, like over £200, and it's relatively subtle. It's not super strong. So I'd say value for money wise, you'd be better off with the Glossier one or the Kenzo flower, but it is super pretty, very well presented, so nice for gifting, or if someone, you know someone that likes the Penhaligon branding and everything. It is very pretty. It's one of their more feminine fragrances. But again, it's that sort of floral bouquet, but mainly that powdery feminine violet. Marc Jacobs Daisy is actually a violet perfume. It doesn't have any daisy fragrance notes in it. I'm not sure daisies really even have a smell, but it's a very light eau de toilette with some sort of watery notes in it, along with a subtle powder. So this is probably the lightest of all of the perfumes in this video. The main note to me is definitely that powdery violet, but it's very subtle. But again, it's super girly, feminine fragrance. For a little bit of a sweet violet perfume, Sol de Janeiro in their body mist range, they released one called 59, which had purple liquid in. This one had a sugary violet note in, but it was still predominantly that powdery violet. Again, this is a body mist, so it's not going to be as strong as the Guerlain or the Juliette Has a Gun. I think this came out as limited edition, but I have a feeling it's going to come back as a permanent one. So I'll see if I can find it and link it below for you guys. That's probably the most affordable in this video. And Issey Miyake recently released in their L'Eau de Issey range a violet version of L'Eau de Issey. So original L'Eau de Issey is known for being this really fresh aquatic lily perfume, has amazing lasting power, very like refreshing but still lasts. And then they've released this version that has these powdery violet notes added. So you do have some of the signature L'Eau de Issey DNA, that fresh aquatic feeling, but especially at first you really do get a violet note in there. So it's a little bit more subtle, a little bit fresher, again will be good for spring, summer, and it doesn't have the same lasting power as original L'Eau de Issey I found, but it was an interesting combination for something that's quite warm and powdery with something like fresh and aquatic. And then similarly, Guerlain in their Aqua Allegoria range have Flora Salvagia. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Again, this combines violet with some watery aquatic notes. So it just makes it a little bit fresh, but the main note is still that purpley violet powdery note. But again, it would work for summertime. It's a fresher eau de toilette. So if you do like violet perfumes, there is really something for everyone available in the market at the moment, with really strong ones, lighter, fresher ones, affordable ones, expensive ones. So hopefully something for everyone there. And let me know what else you'd add to this list. What's your favorite violet perfume? Do let me know in the comments below. I do read all your comments. And as always, everything will be linked in the description box to all the perfumes I mentioned, where they're available all around the world. But that's it, guys. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.